Welcome back to the show, everybody. Yo, about to talk some of that WWE business. Yeah, I know I'm super late on TFC and all that stuff, but yo, this was a blessing in disguise because of what happened after TLC. Yeah, that spot at the end of that Randy Orton versus Rey Mysterio match. Well, I don't know why you sit in that chair, Randy. Well, something. Daniel Bryan. We'll get to that later. Well, yeah. Let's beat Baron Corbin ass with some chairs. That's great. You want to know? You want to know what's super good? Let's interrupt this great TLC match with three amazing wrestlers and walk Ronda Rousey out there to screw both Charlotte and the man so that Asuka's the champion. And I have questions about that too, which I will address right now. In the immortal words of one of my favorite video games, yeah, that makes sense. Let me explain. Alright. Last year, around this time, Asuka was the hottest thing in the streets, and she was about to win the first Women's Royal Rumble to then ultimately lose to Charlotte at WrestleMania for reasons I still, as a wrestling fan, do not motherfucking understand, right? So, for Asuka to win the title in this way because you trying to set up something real gangster with Ronda Rousey, the man, and the queen, that's wonderful. But what about Asuka? Well, we find out what happened with Asuka. Naomi got a title shot on SmackDown the following week, and nothing happened with that. But whatever. Here's the thing. After all that dumb shit happened, all of it, all the dumb shit, we opened Monday Night Raw. Vinnie McDiesel, a.k.a. the Genetic Jackhammer, Mr. Sledge, Dickie Stephanie, and I know sell everything, including fun on the damn helicopter, Shane motherfucking McMahon, coming out there like, hey, let's rap. Let's rap, WWE Universe. We hear you, and now we're in a new era. You want to know what I call this new era? The Savage Era. Because this bitch, and I ain't talking about Macho Man neither. I'm just like, for the past maybe year or so, WWE has gone to levels of savagery not yet seen because nothing is off limits. No one cares. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let's sit at an announce table and hear Renee talk about her relationship with that Dean Ambrose because, Total Divas or some shit, and let's do that. And that's talking smack started all this. Like, thank you, Miz, thank you, old Daniel Bryan. But my point is, this new Savage era is going savage. I'm like, we kind of reached like the magical crescendo, the before Savage era, where Samoa Joe saying some shit, yeah, but then at the same time, manufacture pipe bombs and all that. But regardless, welcome to the Savage era. Nothing is off limits. Nothing. Say what you want, do what you want. I'm like, yo, I gotta say, like, people be sitting up here straight flaming niggas. Like, when the man comes out and calls Ronda Rousey a bad Roddy Piper cosplayer, I died. I just sat up here and was like, that's fucked up. Like, on many levels. I'm like, yo, like that whole shit with Jenny Anvil Neidhart, that was kind of fucked up too. I'm just like, WWE ain't giving a fuck. And I'm like, yeah, keep not giving a fuck. I'm loving the shit right now. Because it's like, the thing is, as part of this new Savage era, I ain't even gonna even air quote you, this the Savage era. They got all these people coming up from NXT. They've been talking about Lars' ass for like a couple months now. EC3 on his way. You got Heavy Machinery. I done seen some of that NXT match. They put in work. You got Nikki Cross on her way, you know what I'm saying? And there's some other girl whose name I forget. And like, well, I forget it. And I'll probably think of it. All I know from that package, she smacked the shot a bitch. Just said, bitch! And did that. So, yeah. The Savage era, though. Like, I'm like, I could get with it. Like, the thing is, I know people now, with these pretend woke ass minds look at the Attitude Era like it was this horrible thing. Like, yo, I grew up in that shit. For life, bitch. Yeah, that's the era I grew up in. Cross chops, and something about Russia. Like, I don't know. Like, I forget what this is. This is supposed to be something too sweet for life. You know what I'm saying? Look, regardless of that, I grew up in that era. In broad panties matches, like Jerry Springer ruled the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was before we got to the boy band era, which was within the technical rise of Eminem and him flaming people. You know what I'm saying? That's a thing. Like, when I think about that time growing up, it's like when I think about like growing up in media in general. I know this is a little off topic. I really sit up here and think about like when I was a kid, how everything was a toy commercial. And as someone who watches Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, well, Kamen Rider every week, Super Sentai when I feel like it, selling toys. Like, maybe there's something to my love for the Ninja Turtles and how much I begged Cheryl for something. You know, so I don't know, like, I needed that. You know what I mean? So, when I think about the Attitude Era, like, because, like, the Attitude Era was coming up, like, as I was a teenager, and I was a stupid idiot, and I will admit that. I look at my past self like, past self, you a fucking idiot, but I love your ass. You made some bad decisions, and you fucked some things up for me, but I still love you. You know what I'm saying? No, pound it. Yeah. See, you know what I'm saying? Me and my past self just made up. We gonna be okay. When I think about the Attitude Era, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna run this. It's like how dumb shit. Like the oddities. Like just remembering random shit. The rise of The Rock and Stone Cold. It's like that transitional era where it was less about Hulk Hogan and more who was coming up. And I have sat through that generational change 3 times. Like, I watched the changeover when it was Shawn Michaels coming up for real. You know, him and Razor had that ladder match, which changed the game forever. That transition into what is, you know, as the Attitude Era, the rise of Stone Cold and The Rock and everybody that was coming up with him, and then the ultimate rise of Sledgehammer, but that's another conversation entirely. But, thinking about, like, ruthless aggression that happened on my birthday. Like, I was watching SmackDown on my birthday when Kurt Angle got the shit smacked out of him by a big buff-ass John Cena. I remember the ruthless aggression era. Ruthless aggression. I remember that. Like, I remember that second transition when it was his time and when it was John Cena on the come up and shit, when Randy Orton and Batista and them was coming up. Like, you know, I remember that rise of all those superstars that came up in that time. Evolution is mystery. And it was more of getting away from ball and panties matches, but women's wrestling still ain't come over that hump. In the midst of all of that, you know what I'm saying, you had the invasion, which I will quote unquote, which, given the thing that you always thought would never happen, and when it finally did, it was like, well, when you really look back at the invasion angle, and it was kind of like, well, you remember things about, you know, Booker T getting his ass whooped in a supermarket. The Rock was WCW champion, and you know what? Like, I remember I watched the Invasion pay-per-view live. And you're like, well, 5-on-5 for the thing. They really should have done something with WCW, but I think we're better off because look at what ultimately happened to Sting ass. But, again, and we rise and we grew and we changed and it was this and it was less of this but more of that, and then there was a lot of John Cena for a long while and a lot of that shit, and then that transition came, and then it was Roman Reigns' turn, and that took a long time, and people still don't accept it. Even if the man got damn cancer, y'all still shitting on his ass. Like, Roman Reigns ain't got cancer. The man who played Roman Reigns on TV got cancer. Y'all still don't give a fuck. And it's just like, damn, that's fucked up. Regardless of all of that, too, is to be in this new era, according to Vinnie Mac Diesel, Mr. Sledge the wife of Mr. Sledge, and I know Sam Helicopter drops. It's gonna be interesting to really see what this is because I can kind of see like where they going with this. I really don't legitimately think that after WrestleMania, brand splits are going to be a thing again. I'm like, they going to bring it all back together. And this was short-lived as fuck this time, too. It's like, but I understand why they had the brand split in the first place. But I also don't understand why you would put the two brands back together again. That, yeah, you have them running under the same leadership. That's fine. That's what I want to do. But I don't know if putting Raw and SmackDown back together as one generalized group is going to work. Given what it is that y'all want to do, listening to the fans, everybody gets opportunities. The Revival still gets screwed out of being tag team champions. Oh God, it's a personal thing. But still, looking at like where this could possibly go. I live in a world where Asuka is the SmackDown Women's Champion. And I love this world we live in. It's super great. There are a lot of things that suck about it, but that's a good bright spot for me. Because I'm a fan of Asuka and our review video, but that's another conversation too. Again, we talked about it earlier. We talked about this earlier. Like, given what you want to do with the man, the queen, and Ronda Rousey, you can do some work with that. For some reason, all of a sudden, the biggest thing in the world is Mustafa Ali. I don't get that either. I'm not saying nothing about Mustafa Ali, the wrestler, but it's kind of crazy that he pinned Daniel Bryan, who is your woken vegan WWE champion. Because see more of that Savage era. Because Daniel Bryan gives zero shits. And I will say this about Daniel Bryan. In comparison to the quick 180 by when they let the man do what she do, Daniel Bryan is doing his heel thing perfectly. Like being super extra woke and breaking people's fucking whatever. Because he just breaking people's shit. Chop block a motherfucker. Like, do that shit. You know what I mean? Do that. Right? We live in a world where every now and then, the one problem that most people still have with this product, Brock Lesnar wrestle whatever the fuck he want. Why is he the Universal Champion? Fuck if I know. He'll be facing, Braun Strowman at the Royal Rumble. Where... And this is funny too. Well, not funny as much as it is when you think about it kind of fucked up. R-Truth and Carmella are both number 30 in their respective Royal Rumbles. And I'm kind of like, why? I'm like, as soon as they announced that was going to be the prize and R-Truth decided we going to WWE headquarters, I just thought that was kind of fucking stupid. But given R-Truth's character, that makes logical sense. Is that number 30 in the Royal Rumble don't really mean shit. I'm like, I just had a flashback to when Triple H won the Royal Rumble to win the championship, only for Roman Reigns to beat him for it a couple months later. I don't know why I randomly thought about that, but as a wrestling fan, that gave me nightmares for like 0 seconds because I didn't have nightmares about that shit. I just thought it was kind of weird fucking booking in the first place because Triple H is a 14-time world champion. Why? Is there a reason why he drove her through a drive-through wedding chapel, got married to her as part of a storyline? Well, I don't know either. I'm like... The King of the Rock is still the best version of the D-Generation X thing because not only do it have Run DMC, but that video kind of dope as fuck. I still have my copy of the original actual CD copy of WWF Aggression. I still have that. You didn't think I did, but I do. I still do. It's in a box somewhere. But I had it. Somebody bought it for me for a Christmas present. And, while things are what they are, I appreciate that gift. It's kind of dope. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing as a wrestling fan, at least when it comes to this product, because there's going to be another video about a separate wrestling product entirely after I gather all that and watch that big thing and we talk about the big and little things in that, is as part of the Savage era, right? This what I have dubbed the Savage era, and I ain't talking about Macho Man nigga. The Savage era is what is going to become of this. New matchups, new opportunities. Here's the honest truth. When I think about it for real, how many times have y'all said that shit? And then the same old bullshit happened like a month and a half later. Not saying that I don't believe you, but I don't believe you. I might, at this junction, I am as invested in this as I would be any other soap opera at this point. Because at some point, watching wrestling became less about the wrestling and more about the storyline, which ain't that good. But I've been watching wrestling since I've been a damn kid, and I probably should have gave it up as an adult, but I didn't. So this is what you get, I suppose. This Savage era. S-A-V-A-G-E. Savage. Now. Musical interludes are not for professional wrestling talk. Well, they are. They can be, but I don't want to be. Look, Internet. As I sit here and record this, after I have absorbed all of this wrestling, and this is all the wrestling that's going to be before the end of 2018, is WWE seem to be in a good place on this road to WrestleMania because the Royal Rumble is next, and because the Royal Rumble is a month from now, that's 4 weeks to build, folks. So, yeah, these are the things that scare me. Well, actually, not 4 week builds, but when you get into the month and a half builds, especially when it's right before WrestleMania, and you have to sit through 6 weeks of storytelling, it get weird when it's Survivor Series time. Like, I kind of be looking at that like, oh well, all the storylines you had, we throwing them motherfuckers out the window temporarily because we a squadron. Hold up, we them boys, and it's like, no, totally not. But hey, I'm willing to see what this Savage era has to offer us, the fans. I'm interested to see what this has to offer us because this could be good. They could actually live up to their promise and deliver something in this Savage era where nothing is off limits. Talk shit about your opponents. Talk about their personal lives. Shit on them however you can to get in their head because you're never going back to bra and panties matches. That's not happening. There'll be some instances where that would be dope, but not happening. You can find that somewhere on the internet, and believe me, trust me, I know where it is, but I'm not going to get into no props because you're not sponsoring this episode of whatever this is, so no, but just know you can find it, though. Just pronounce it. Just know you can find it. Let me sit up. Look, I got more show for y'all because I'm trying to sit up here. Like, before we get up out of here, let me make sure that I've covered everything. Like, I did mention that spot after Rey Mysterio did whatever he did to Randy Orton, how he sat that motherfucking chair was the funniest shit I'd have seen in a minute when it comes to wrestling, bro. He just sat up here like, "What's up, niggas? I'm here. I'm about to take this finisher, cuz." It's like, what the fuck, man? Like, woke and vegan Daniel Bryan is some dope shit. The new woke Daniel Bryan. This is dumb. I love it because, like I said earlier, they tried to run that same shit with the man, and it didn't work. But then they let Becky Lynch just go savage on the internet with Simpsons memes and shit, and I'm just like, I love everything the man do. She can do no wrong, no bullshit, right? Asuka the champion. I should be really happy about that because I followed her career long before the WWE got involved, and I love watching Asuka. You know what I'm saying? Like, things, right? But it's kind of fucked up that because that was the case and you made Asuka the champion because you trying to build to something bigger. Like, the way that it looks to me, fan, right? Like, Asuka is technically in second place because you're not as important as the people who lost the match who finna fight for a title that the storyline is going to make look more prestigious. But how the hell is that going to figure out? Because the Royal Rumble. I just thought of that. The Royal Rumble is going to suss out a lot of this. Usually, in most cases, you have the pay-per-views after the Royal Rumble, which I call course correction pay-per-views, where if you're trying to do something, this is the time you do it. The Royal Rumble is a course correction depending on what it is that they want to do, especially in the women's division. Who knows what's going on with Brock or woken vegan Daniel Bryan or whatever you want to do with that, because I kind of thought the whole thing of AJ losing to Daniel Bryan in the first place, that it was kind of weird for him to go last a couple seconds with Brock Lesnar before he ate him for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and after dinner snack. But the heel turn has been great for his character and great for entertainment when it comes to focusing on that portion of this product. So that's good. You know, Baron Corbin getting gang stomped, I'm alright with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. What it's like, because see, again, I just thought of this too. I didn't talk about Ronda, but you know, Natalya, after all that shit Ruby Riott did to talk shit about her dead ass daddy, you know, it's like for her to get that title match as a, you know, I don't know why, but then for that to be a hot match, and then for that to happen, and then, you know what I'm saying, and then to figure out that ultimately they trying to set up the man, the queen, and the rowdy one, I'm like, you'll see. How long is the WWE gonna be in love with that boy Mustafa Ali? How long is this little push gonna last? I wonder how long this push gonna last, because maybe you build into something temporarily between him and Daniel Bryan until you find somebody. I don't know. Oh, I forgot. Rusev is the United States champion now, because what the hell did Shinsuke Nakamura do with that belt again? Oh, wait, I know absolutely fucking nothing. Never mind. And I love Shinsuke Nakamura, damn it. And it's just like he had that belt and didn't do shit with it. Like, he just sat there, United States of Knock America, bitch, I'm the champion, and I'm just not doing nothing. And it's like, that JTD School of Knowledge, man. Y'all should go read over the book. That shit is, that's some great reads. It's like, if you're a wrestling fan, great reads, I gotta say. But it's like, then when you sit up here and think about, like, Rusev as the United States champion again, that brings back those same memories of you rode around in the No Limit Soldier tank and then John Cena buried your ass, and it's like, maybe things will be different. Or they won't. But we are talking about a man who got beaten 47 seconds by The Undertaker for reasons that still make no sense, because I'm not going there. I'm not going to do that here. No, totally not. I'm not going to do that. See, the end of an era should have been the end of an era. That should have been it. No. Retire. I love you, Undertaker. Please retire. Not fight more. Not be booked to lose against Brock Lesnar and do nothing with it. To then win some more and then lose against Roman Reigns for no fucking reason when you should have retired. Not saying that Mark Henry is a grown-ass man. If he want to wrestle till he 81, that's for him. But for the sake of the Undertaker's character in the story, why, Vince, why? And it's just like, makes me sad panda. And it's like, then for Shawn Michaels to bring his ass out of retirement for oil money. Oh, fucking God, don't remind me. Don't remind me Shawn Michaels' ass came out of retirement for oil money. Don't get the fuck out of here with this Saudi Arabia shit, dude. Fuck out of here. Fuck is this shit? Like, do I want to make complaints? Like, what happened to those WWE ice cream bars? Like, why the fuck did they stop selling bootios, and why they switching pancakes now? Like, real fucking questions and shit, I guess. Those are actually not real fucking questions at all, actually. The Savage Era. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Oh, there was something I wanted to say, but you just gonna have to stay tuned for that. Okay, me got something in my eye there. But yeah, with that thing I was gonna say, you gonna have to stay tuned for that. You just gonna wake up on the channel and it's just gonna be there. That's it. You just gonna wake up the channel, it's gonna be right there. And you gonna be like, word. But I told y'all about this months ago. But now I'm just gonna do it. We go off of that. We got more show for you. Ah, man. I know for real shit, nobody really watches these, but as much as it is that you don't watch them, I have things to get off my chest, and I'm turning it into content. And for those who watch, thank you. And I know that one person who does, but I will talk to that person. I will talk to them. I gotta get with them and we'll talk. Look, we have got more show for you. That's sit back. This is relax. And this is stay tuned. You know who I am. You know who we are, and you know what we do, and we will do more of that, and we will do then some. And trust me, we will do that right after these commercial messages. Yeah, see, yeah, I'm still like I'm still feeling this, like like this. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't give a fuck. I mean, like, yeah, but this and the last, yo, I'm feeling that shit, like for real. Regardless, we got more show for you, and we got it right after these commercial messages.